Okay, I'm sure there may be a few more people coming in as we're waiting, and well, they can just join us at that point. But you know, to kind of keep track of time and all of that, we'll go ahead and get started. So, thank you to all of you who are on the panel at this point, and those of you who are participants out there someplace in cyberspace. This is the third session of the Antioch Rotary Club, Antioch High School, Lake County Tech Campus career panel discussions. We've had two previously, one focused on fire, EMT, and police. The other one focused on electricians and plumbers. And we're trying to put together a resource for those students and their families who are interested in perhaps getting into these kinds of careers and giving them some background information. What we hope to share with you this evening is the area that we're talking about, and tonight is manufacturing, of those folks that are in the business, of why they're in the business, what they think about it, some information on career paths, what kind of training, what kind of education, what kind of opportunities might be out there for any of you. So we would hope that we've got some good information here. We've got a very strong panel here. I'm pleased and thank everyone for being here. My name is Matt Tabor. I'm with the Antioch Rotary Club in the Vocational Committee, and let's get started. I think the first thing we'll do is we'll introduce everybody on the panel. I'll let them introduce themselves, and then we'll go into the presentation pieces. So go across the little squares that I've got on my board. Dan, would you like to introduce yourself to us?
I am Dan Ortega. I'm Apprenticeship Manager at the College of Lake County.
Thank you for being here. Paul?
I'm Paul Niskola. I'm a welding and fabrication instructor at Tech Campus.
Thank you for being here. Mike?
My name is Mike Sheridan. I'm the Director of New Business Development with Allied Plastics, and we're based in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin.
Great. Thanks for having you. Scott?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Scott Leverance, Assistant Principal for Student Services at Antioch Community High School.
Kim?
My name is Kim Weimer, and I am the HR Manager at Laser Precision, which is located in Libertyville, and we are a metal manufacturing company.
Thank you for being here. Deidre?
Hi, I'm Deirdre Peck. I'm with Tech Campus. I teach Project Lead the Way, pre-engineering, and robotics and automation.
Great. Good subject. Thanks for being here. Rebecca?
Hi, thanks for being here, everyone. I'm Rebecca Holst, Assistant Principal of Student Services at Lakes High School.
Thank you. Nick?
Hello, my name is Nick Parrott, and I am the Marketing and Special Projects Coordinator at Lake County Tech Campus.
Thank you. Derek?
Hi, everyone. I'm Derek Burress. I'm the principal of the Lake County Tech Campus. Pleasure to be with you tonight, and hopefully out there when you guys check this out on YouTube.
Thank you. Josh?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Josh Fisher, owner of Fisher Paper Products based in Antioch, Illinois. We are a custom packaging company.
Thank you for being here. Tony?
Hi, I'm Tony, and I'm representing two different factions here tonight. I'm the organizational development leader at Scott Forge, and we'll talk about our student learner program. And then I'm also one of the co-leaders of the McHenry County Manufacturing Pathways Consortium, which fits into a lot of the things you're going to talk about tonight. So thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for being here. Sue, you're listed as Matt Tabor, but
I know it says Matt Tabor. Hi, I'm Sue Ryan. I'm the president of the Antioch Rotary Scholarship Incorporated Foundation, and we do offer vocational scholarships, and that's what I'm here to promote.
Thank you. And Mike?
Hi, I'm Mike Short. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Antioch.
Again, thanks all for being here. And as we look at the participation number, again, we see it's a little bit low. I'm not sure if it's St. Patrick's Day or what the deal is, but I think it's important that we conduct our program at any rate. As I said, we are recording these, and this will be available as well as the session 1, session 2, and any future ones that we do for students and families in the future to check out through the guidance department at Antioch High School, through the Antioch Library, and also through our Rotary website. For future reference, if someone comes into the counseling office and as a student and says, I'm interested in getting into manufacturing, we've got a resource that they can go to and have some background and have some ideas in which to make informed decisions of the areas that they're getting into. So we'll proceed and go ahead with that. Again, we'll keep our comments to 5 minutes or so, and well, let's get started. So we'll start with Josh Fisher from Fisher Paper Products of Antioch, Illinois.
Right, thank you, Matt. Well, I appreciate your time tonight. So I just want to take a few minutes to share a little bit about our company and what it is we do and what we're all about. And then, of course, talk about some of the things that really make us tick. I think that are most important to our employees, within our organization. And then just a little bit about, a lot of the opportunities that we have available and what we're looking for.
Perfect.
I want to start by sharing. I'm going to share just a few photos as I talk about our organization, because I think that manufacturing is a pretty big tent. There's all sorts of different types of companies that fall under the manufacturing spectrum, and a few visuals go a long way, and so I'd like to share a few of those.
So if we can do the screen share.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. I should be able to kind of make it a little bigger. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so thank you. Fisher Paper Products. We are a third generation family-owned business in Antioch. We turned 49 years old last month. We're in the business of paper packaging for the food service industry, so predominantly restaurants. So just recently, late last year, we completed construction of a new headquarters that we're thrilled about. As I mentioned, we've been around for 49 years. We've been in Antioch for all of those 49 years, and in a pretty small, tight space. So we are very excited going forward about the investment and opportunity we've got in the community to really grow and have some impact in the years ahead. As I mentioned, we make paper packaging. So we're a printer and converter, as it's called sometimes within the manufacturing spectrum, for mostly food service. So these are some of our customers, some of the organizations that we sell to. It's restaurants, it's hotels, big food companies in there like Tyson Foods, big food service distributors like Cisco, convenience stores. So this is the industry that we serve, and we make packaging. So here are some samples of what we're making in Antioch. These are bags and sleeves for all sorts of applications at, again, restaurants, grocery stores, ballparks, concessions, all those different venues. And with the new headquarters, we have invested in a new product line, or we're starting off a new product line, which is getting into takeout and delivery, that whole side of the food service landscape, which is very, very fortunate for us right now. So this is what we do as an organization. The last little photo I have here is just this is a bird's eye view of our manufacturing plant from an article we had in the Tribune recently. And I just want to show pretty high level that what our manufacturing floor looks like. It's a modern and clean environment. Because we're in food service, we maintain a global food safety accreditation. So our shop is very clean and sanitary, safe, and very much, I think, a modern manufacturing floor that we can be proud of. I can go ahead and turn this off now. So then I just want to transition into, I think, just talking about some of the things that I think that are most important to people in our organization and myself about manufacturing and about our organization. I mean, one of the things that we're really proud of is being in the business of paper. We are a very eco-friendly and environmentally friendly business within the manufacturing spectrum, and that's, I think, more and more important with people as time progresses. So being in paper as opposed to plastics and other things is definitely something that we're proud of. I think just in general, people that get into manufacturing get satisfaction out of producing something. That's one of the attractions of being in a manufacturing organization is seeing your work product at the end of every day or at the end of every minute or hour as you're producing things. In particular, our people Our teams love the fact that we're selling common names and common brands. They can go to some local restaurants or to some national chains and go out and eat with their family and friends and grab our product and see our product. And that's very fulfilling and rewarding to a lot of people. Some of the other things that I think that are really cool about the manufacturing in general is the diversity of the jobs, the roles, the types of roles, and therefore the workforce that you get in the organization. Having a plant and a warehouse and the office organization as well, I think is a pretty cool dynamic that not all businesses are able to offer. In particular with us being in food service, one of the things that I think is really cool and most important to us is long-term relationships. So we've got employees that have been with the organization 10, 20, 30 years. Our suppliers in paper and packaging and print, these organizations that we've been with 10, 20, 30 years, our customers, we've had them for 10, 20, 30 years. So although it's a pretty big industry, it's one where people tend to stay in it, and there's just a lot of comfort, I think, and fulfillment in being able to have a career, whether it's the people working next to you in the building or your customers and suppliers, to be able to establish real long-term enduring relationships and good relationships is a real cool dynamic that we have within our business. Let's see. So I guess next, I talked a little bit about the diversity of jobs. There's anything and everything in manufacturing. I mean, you've got
I don't know if somebody's froze.
Oh, sorry, was that me? Okay.
No, I'm not sure what happened there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so in a manufacturing organization, I mean, you've obviously got all sorts of manufacturing jobs, warehouse, maintenance, quality, engineering, safety, supervision, management, supply chain, purchasing, planning, logistics, sales, marketing, product development, customer service, finance. I mean, you've got everything. You've got all the different aspects for career opportunity in an organization, and that's pretty unique. One of the things that I'm personally most excited about with our investments in our future is that we're going to become a larger organization, be creating a lot of jobs, and really being able to start to invest more in training and development and apprenticeship programs and all those things for our current and future employees. It's not easy necessarily to do that as a small organization, and we're excited about growing and being able to put more resources into those areas that are really important. For a while, we've been a pretty steady size as an organization, having around about 90 employees. But in the last year, we've grown to about 120, and we're going to keep growing 20, 30 jobs a year for many, many years to come. And again, that's pretty exciting, because whether it's manufacturing, machine operator, or somewhere in the office, we're creating opportunities in all these different in all the different areas of the business. And as you're doing that, there's definitely entry-level opportunities throughout. So our main entry-level position is a packing position in the plant that we use as a stepping stone to everything: machine operator, maintenance, customer service, wherever. But it's exciting to be able to offer more and more of those. So we're getting some training, formal apprenticeship programs going. Of course, working with like the tech campus and the college and the local schools. But that's an exciting part of what we're going to be doing in the future. I think it's a combination of a lot of the training and growth is a combination of course, on the job, but also then being able to supplement that with technical training, with adult education. Those opportunities are really everywhere, kind of no matter what field you want to get into, whether it's a maintenance technician or something in logistics or any of the office areas as well. I think that education is available enough these days and robust enough that when you have good people on board in your organization who want to learn and want to grow and want to be a part of a career path, it's pretty easy to go out there and find good resources to be able to invest in the people and have them grow with the business, especially in Lake County. And case in point is the audience on the session here this evening.
Thank you very much. A lot of very good information for us, and we appreciate that. So, Jim Meyer, we got you on now. I know you're down in sunny Georgia. Is that where you're not driving now? You're just sitting in the car, right? But I know Jim had to go down in an emergency to take care of a training or whatever, and he said he would still try to get it connected with us. and he has. So there's Jim Meyer there from Hand Pro Air. We'll bring you right into the session now and let you go ahead. Tell us about yourself and your program.
Well, thanks, Matt. But it's actually Hardy Pro Air, not Handy Pro
Hardy,
Air.
I'm sorry.
There you go. So yeah, I'm on my way back from a job site that I was at down in Locust Grove, Georgia for the last 2 days. I did pull off on the roadside so I could join you here today. I got involved with manufacturing probably just because of the fact that, like Josh said earlier, that I love building things. And when you get into manufacturing, there's a certain amount of fulfillment you get from actually being able to create something and then enjoy the fruits of your labor, whether it makes you happy personally, or you can actually share that joy with either an employer or particularly for a customer. When you make someone happy by building something, it brings a certain amount of fulfillment to your life. So that's how I got involved with it. I happen to get involved in the metalworking trades. I'm actually in a business where we build air handling equipment to move products from one place to another. Many times you've seen rail cars that might have lots of product in it, like a rail car full of plastic pellets. And we make the machinery that will actually empty the rail cars and put the plastic pellets up into a silo that you may have seen alongside of a manufacturing facility. In our business, we use lots of skilled trades in our manufacturing operation, as well as some other sales and engineering trades as well. I would like to really encourage the next generation to try to evaluate some of these skilled trades, because there's a serious need in the manufacturing world for people that are in the metalworking field. Particularly welders, people who can fabricate metal into finished parts. In the sheet metal world, we're using CNC laser machines, CNC plasma cutters, CNC bending machines. So it's not necessarily a field where you have to go to college in order to have a very good career, but in the metalworking business, a lot of it you can get some basic fundamental knowledge at the either at CLC or even as you're still involved with the tech campus. We've had many people that have come from tech campus and come to work for us, and it works very well because they have enough basic knowledge that they can come actually into the shop and start with a good foundation so that they can learn how we actually do the metal processing at our shop. We do everything from taking raw metal in from a steel truck and processing it all the way through so that we have a finished product that we ship out to a customer. I mentioned that we're utilizing these different machines for the fabrication. We also have a machine shop where we need to have maintenance machinists that are available to repair the machines on a regular basis. And we are in a serious shortage from maintenance machinists in our society these days. We need people that can run an engine lathe. We need people that can run bridge ports, that can actually use saws, things that can actually cut metal and bring them down, take those parts and actually make parts that are actually usable to maintain the equipment that's out there and also to create new equipment. So I would try to encourage anyone that might think about manufacturing to think about the metalworking field as well. We also have a serious need for, I call them draftsmen or machine designers. The tech campus has done a great job of developing students that utilize AutoCAD and now moving into the 3D realm where we are actually using SolidWorks. We need students and young professionals to come into our engineering department to work as machine designers and draftsmen to actually draw up the parts that the engineers are actually drawing. or developing. So there's a great career progression that can come from anybody that starts in the metalworking field all the way up. As you start and learn how a product is actually built and manufactured, you can take it all the way through to design work, get involved in engineering, and even to the point where you could actually be implementing the products out in the field, which is just what I was doing today. I was taking and starting up some packages that are down in Georgia, some equipment that we built, and the end user needed help getting this product up and running. So I would encourage anyone that might have some interest in metalworking or assembly or machining to look at getting into the manufacturing world.
Great. Thanks very much, Jim. And thanks for the extra efforts you had to get to join us today, and safe drive home. We hope to see you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, Matt.
Mike Sheridan, would you like to join us now?
Well, first, thanks for inviting us, Matt. And we're a plastics manufacturer. We extrude and thermoform different types of plastic that would include ABS and HDPE. Josh had mentioned doing a lot of packaging. We do the same type of thing, only in plastics. Somebody mentioned having a silo full of resin. We're one of those companies that have a silo full of resin. Our industry is a $42 billion a year industry. It'd probably be easier for us to talk about things that don't have plastic than do have plastic. And so that's kind of what we're all about. But again, our core competencies are extruding, thermoforming, and then assembling. And we're a solutions-based sales and developing company. You talked about the size of the different companies. Ours is 200 employees. We've been around for 25 years. We celebrated our 25th anniversary this year. Like Josh was talking, he had a beautiful new building over there off of 173. We just went through a 50,000 square foot addition to our building in Twin Lakes. We're an ISO 9000 certified company, and that's really price of entry with some of the customers that we had. I saw a list of pretty big companies that Josh mentioned, and we're kind of the same. We're judged by the company that we keep, and price of entry to do business with people like Honda, General Motors, Nissan, John Deere, Case New Holland. We do, believe it or not, we make and extrude Viking spas. With what's gone on with COVID this past year, everybody's staying at home. Everybody's buying spas. We couldn't make spas quick enough. Also, we make the Playstar slides. So you'll go over to Menards and you'll see the playground equipment, right? Those slides are produced by Allied Plastics. That's another item that we couldn't keep in stock. When mom and dad had enough of the kids, they said, yes, we'll buy a swing set, get the heck out and go in the backyard and leave us alone. So those are just some of the things that we do, and some of the diversity of product. But we're really talking about opportunities for young people. And I heard a lot of different jobs, right? And we're no different. Safety, purchasing, manufacturing, engineering, production, machine maintenance, machine operators, all of those are functions that make a business go, and we're no different. That's what we do. And we're always looking for young people, ambitious people who are willing to get in at an entry level and learn a trade, learn a position. And again, you're more valuable to a company when you learn more and you can do different things. And that's exactly what our business is about. We're, again, no different than other manufacturing companies, right? We have customers that need solutions, and we design, we develop, we manufacture solutions to their problems. And I'm not going to repeat what everybody else was saying, but we're no different. We're looking for talented people.
Very good. Thank you. And Many of you are probably too young to remember this, but the career advice Dustin Hoffman got in the graduate was plastics, Benjamin, plastics.
Yes.
So
Thanks.
anyway, thanks for being here. We've got Tony from Scott Forge, and I would have to say, Tony, we've had Scott Forge in when we've had presentations at the high school, and your trademark is those crazy plaid suits that your people wear. Okay, you got the plaid. Okay.
That's my green plaid for St. Patrick's
All right,
Day.
you're ready to go then. Go ahead. Thanks for being here.
All right. Well, thanks for having me here today. So as I said earlier, I'm representing two factions. So I'm going to first talk about the county consortium, and then I'll go into how Scott Forge is utilizing that and what we're doing here in the realm of workforce development and pipeline fulfillment. But we started an initiative back in the summer of 2019 that brought together a group of manufacturers, educators from the McHenry County area. And last year at this time, we had about 28 members. Today, we've got 118 members. And that breaks down into three groups. About 1/3 are manufacturing companies. That's about 21 different companies. We've got 19 to 20 different school districts and colleges represented. And then we've got about 23 to 24 community partners. So they're not an educator and they're not a manufacturer, but they want to support this. And that would include things like Chamber of Commerce's, economic development corporations and things like that. But our goal is to fulfill the talent pipeline in and around McHenry County. And so when we started out, we actually brought in a consultant that's done this across the country. And so he got us set up and put us on the right path. But we made a decision that initially we would focus on the workforce that is not yet in the talent pipeline. And that's our high school students. So we had a major initiative to connect with the high school kids and get them interested in manufacturing and then give them a way to get into manufacturing. So we actually named our consortium Manufacturing Pathways. We're that bridge between the high school counselor, teacher, principal to the manufacturer. And so we developed a website, and on that website, we've got all kinds of things. We have about manufacturing. So if you're just curious or interested in manufacturing, we have a link to McHenry County College's workforce development site that gives the descriptions and talks about all kinds of jobs in manufacturing, including the median salaries. So students get an idea what it's about. If they're interested in a job, we have a link to all of our members' job boards where people can go research jobs. We're working on a resume sharing so that you guys know how it is when you go to a career fair, right? All the companies are across from each other, and it's a battle with the students to see who's got the best giveaways. And that's how you get the kids, right? So rather than compete with all of our fellow manufacturers, we're going to show up as one entity, the consortium, and let students come and talk to the consortium, and then their resume be disseminated out amongst the members. So that's pretty cool. Like I said earlier, I was working with Rock County today, and they're following the same footsteps that we've been gone down to do this. Another thing is the people that are already in the talent pipeline. And so that includes people like returning citizens, maybe some folks that have been out of the work industry for a while. Maybe they've been incarcerated. Maybe they've been a stay-at-home parent or something. So we have a whole team that's working on getting them back and ready to go for the workforce. We are helping with plant closures. There's a recently been announced, I don't know if it's public yet or not, but a factory is going to close in McHenry County. So the consortium's jumping in there and saying, we're going to give you a bunch of job openings that we have. You give us all your resumes that you have, and let's see if we can't find jobs for those folks. So I think we've got a lot of good things going on. I co-chair the consortium with Catherine Jones, Vice President of Workforce Development at McHenry County College. So that's pretty cool. Now let me migrate into what we're doing at Scott Forge when it comes to the high school students. So I manage what we call our farm team. And our goal is to fill 75% of all of our manufacturing jobs from our farm team. And the farm team would include high school students, apprentices, and college interns and technical interns. So on the high school scene, we have a really good relationship with most of the high school counselors and teachers and principals. And so I don't even really have to recruit. They're sending me high school students all the time. Right now, currently, I've got around 24, 25 high school students actively working. I've had probably another 5 or 6. And by the beginning of summer, I hope to be up to around 50 active high school students at our plant in Spring Grove. Now let's put that in perspective. That factory in Spring Grove only has 350 employees. So we're going to have more than 10% of those being high school students. And so what we do with high school students, we bring them in and put them into a one-on-one relationship with a trainer. So we don't bring them in to just clean or paint or just take up space. We actually start teaching them how to run CNC machines or do maintenance or fork truck repair or whatever they get into. We have a rotational program where the student gets to rotate through a different department every week because some kids don't know what they want to do. So we kind of help them out, you know. And then when we go into high schools, kind of divide the high school students up into 3 groups. There's that one group of students that kind of wants that additional education, maybe a 4-year degree. They typically kind of know what they wanted to get a degree in. They know what school they want to go to, and they typically have the financial means to do it. The other end of that spectrum is the student that wants nothing more to do with education, and they just want to get to work and start making some money. And so what we find with those students are they're always looking for the highest dollar per hour job. And they really haven't figured out the financials of the world that the highest paying dollar per hour job does not always mean the highest compensation. So we'll hire those people full time, but that's not the target audience of our high school student learner program. We want the group that's in between those two. And that's typically the students that don't know what they want to do or know that they wanted to get a degree, but don't have the financial means to get there. So by bringing them into Scott Forge under our student learner program, they get an opportunity to test out the manufacturing environment. They get a chance to test out Scott Forge. It also gives Scott Forge a chance to test them out. And once they graduate, they have a path to go into an apprenticeship program that gets them an associate's degree plus their journeyman's card, or they can become a full-time employee and get into our on-site associate's degree program, which is taught by MCC right in our own building. Once they get done with their associate's degree, they can go into a bachelor's program that we teach on site. That's accredited through SIU and taught by MCC. And all that's debt-free. So if a student doesn't have a financial means to get a degree, we have it for them by becoming a full-time employee owner. So that's the kind of stuff we got going on. And I'll end it right there and see if there's any questions.
Very good. Put the web address to that MFG Pathways, very good website. If any of you, even as panelists, get a chance to look at that, I think it might be something we could aspire to as a vocational committee, put something like that together, a lot of information.
So if I could add that the website was a pivotal point for our consortium. With the website, it now has a hard tool that we can give to students. So all of the counselors and teachers and principals are giving all the students that website. Go check it out. Go check it out. They send it home with the parents. Go check it out. Go check it out. And that answers a lot of questions for them.
I think even at the high school, if we could pass that to the guidance pit folks, it's just a great resource for students who might be interested in getting into the manufacturing trades and all. So thank you for sharing that with us and for being here with us. So,
thank you.
Kim, we'll move to you.
Thank you for having me tonight. So I do want to share my screen. I'm just going to play a very short, quick banner video. It just gives you a couple pictures of Laser Precision and some of our processes here as I continue to talk about the company as a whole. So let me share my screen here. And Okay. So kind of to start off, Laser Precision has been in business for 25 years. We're family owned and operated by the Adams family, who lives locally here in Mundelein. The plant is on the corner of, the closest intersections are Route 45 and 137, so Peterson Road. We occupy about 140,000 square feet of manufacturing space. We have about 130 full-time employees current day, and growing ever so quickly. So recruiting is really first and foremost, especially being an HR manager. It's what I spend a majority of my time doing throughout the day. We're considered a metal manufacturer, or a job shop, for lack of better terminology. We do everything from laser cutting, primarily cold rolled or carbon steel. Then we go through the processes of CNC machining, metal forming or operation of press brake, welding, and then powder coating. And all that is done in-house. So we have expanded our offerings. We originally started off as a laser house 25 years ago. The owner actually used to sell lasers and decided that he wanted to get into the metal fabrication business. So that's kind of our story as to how we came about. For us, a big part of this is expanding our business, expanding our internal talents. One of our largest clients is Caterpillar. Primarily, we're making about 15,000 unique part numbers for them, and we ship anywhere from 140,000 parts to 175,000 parts a month, worldwide to 34 different locations. So for us, quality is a very big standard, and we have certain metrics that we have to meet. So we drive that throughout our shop. Obviously, we want to be making parts safely and providing those parts to our clients on time. I kind of use the analogy to our employees that if you order something from Amazon and you're expecting it to arrive tomorrow, the last thing you want to be told is that it's not coming until next week. So, upholding those commitments and being able to meet our demand is really one of our top priorities here at Laser Precision. Our employees, we have a lot of long-term employees that have been with us for a number of years and are considered senior or veteran in their skilled trades. So we do rely on them heavily when we are bringing in new employees to join our team. There is a mentoring process that's in place, so that way the newer employees can become more familiar with the trade. A lot of our employees, just because as many of my co-presenters have mentioned this evening, these positions are becoming very difficult to fill and have been for a number of years. And so as employers, we really have to start thinking outside the box. One thing that we've done internally is really just trying to home grow our own talent, and we've been successful at that. We've partnered with a number of different resources in the area. We are big believers in the Lake County ecosystem, which is made up by workforce development, obviously the Tech Campus and CLC who are on this call, and then also Lake County partners. So for us, partnering with those organizations has been very beneficial. We have taken students from the Tech Campus and utilize them in an intern position while they're still going to school, and then encourage them to continue their education at CLC through tuition reimbursement. We've been successful at that. So as we continue to try to mold those youth and going through the process, we've realized that, and again, we've kind of hit on this in previous conversation, there's a lot of younger adults that just don't understand what metal manufacturing is or the opportunities that it could provide for them. And so we need to do a better job of educating them. And so, and that starts today, right? What we're doing on this panel and trying to drive young adults and say, these are opportunities that can be made available to you. And you don't need to go to a four-year university if that's something that you don't want to do, but you do want to, be able to earn a substantial living for yourself and your family. So I think that's really where it starts. So, I think there's the side that the parents see, which is you talk about manufacturing and their first instinct is that it's a dark, dirty, dingy place. And they might be thinking of their grandfather's, tool and die shop. So as you can tell, even from the video the short banner video that I showed, there's a lot of different opportunities that might be made available. And it's not dark and dingy. So For us, some of the positions that we look for are CNC machinists, press brake operators, welders, and then even powder coaters. So Tech Campus has been great. They have a wonderful welding program, thanks to instructors like Paul, who's on the call today. But it's really starting these kids off and being able to present a picture to them of another career path, another option for them, and also informing the parents. Every time that we've brought in student interns, we've opened our facility to the parents, allowed them to come into the facility, shown them around, making sure that they're understanding of what could be presented to the student after completing high school. So we want to talk about benefits. You know, some young adults, that's the last thing on their mind. They want to know how much they're going to get paid, what their hourly rate is. But in all honesty, there's other benefits above and beyond that. So it might be insurance benefits, it could be tuition reimbursement, which is something that we offer here. So those are the things that we really want to better educate the young adult on. But I think that also puts the parents' mind at rest that there are companies that are out there that are willing to fund additional education. You know, I mentioned that a lot of our employees come to us and we might be home growing them. For welding, for example, we are big proponents, and this is why we rely heavily on Tech Campus and CLC. We are not the end all be all of teaching somebody how to weld. You know, you really do need that foundationary skills to be able to come in and pick up that trade. And so for us, we strongly encourage anybody that is getting into the welding professional to, you know, a profession, to be able to go to Tech Campus as a young adult and start off their career path and then continue on to CLC and work towards a welding certificate. And then obviously they get the hands-on experience here, which is very valuable. So, but other positions necessarily, you may not need that much foundational work. So if you're looking at somebody that wants to be a press brake operator, they may not even know what a press brake is. So again, being able to see that is, I think, very, very informative. And we, unfortunately, pre-COVID, did a lot of class tours where we would invite schools in, whether that be the guidance counselors or the students themselves to come in and see the facility. You know, I feel like that's going to start to open up a little bit here in the next couple of months. But, you know, ultimately, I think the kids have to see it because they don't really understand. And I think that goes, again, parents and maybe even the counselors don't understand the opportunities that are made available. So I think if you do have young adults that are looking for a career path, they're uncertain as to what they want to do when they grow up, I think at least exposing them to manufacturing could be an option. I think anything in the skilled trades right now is an option. I think the days of every child, you know, thinking they're going to a four-year university or their parents thinking they want to go to a four-year university is something that we really have to be a little bit more open to, and understanding that that's not the best fit for every student that's out there. So, you know, from our perspective, we're considered very small in the grand scheme of things for metal manufacturers, but you know, I always want to try to expose as many young adults as we possibly can to the option of manufacturing, whether that's here or at another manufacturer in Lake County. There's a lot of offerings with inside Lake County. And so I always strongly encourage, you know, whether that be at the high school level, whether that be at the college level, whatever that looks like, you know, to be able to actually speak to somebody, I think, again, can be very beneficial. So I really appreciate being asked to be a part of the panel this evening, and at least, you know, being able to tell you a little bit about laser precision and what we do here and some of the offerings that we have. But, you know, we really do believe that we have to start someplace. And I think the high schools is a great place to start, because if we don't start working together on this, it truly is a problem today. In the next couple of years, it's only going to continue to become a larger problem. And so I think until everybody decides to focus on workforce development, especially at the youth level, you know, we're not going to find a solution. So it's a great opportunity that you guys have put together this panel to at least get the information out there and be able to offer this as a career pathway to young adults. So I thank you for allowing me to present this evening. And if anybody has any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Thank you so much for being here. And I think from that group that we've just talked to, there's some really wonderful opportunities within our community here of manufacturing that takes place, and also some people who are spoken tonight, very strong and passionate proponents of getting people into the field and all of that. So we thank you all for being here and sharing your stories with us. So the next part of our program would be, so how do we get there and what opportunities do we have to offer the kids? So we'll move to the high school then, and Scott and Rebecca, if you have some things that you would like to add in terms of comments, go ahead.
Thank you, Matt, and well spoken. I mean, you just hit the nail on the head, right? This assembly of panelists tonight is outstanding and a huge asset, I think, to building more understanding among our students here of the variety and the breadth of opportunities in manufacturing for students. From what Mike Sheridan was sharing about just the segment of the U.S. economy that manufacturing represents, right? I think to then what Tony shared about some particular educational pathways to bridge this high school to career world. And then as Kim was just sharing, right, getting folks to be aware and recognizing these opportunities for really outstanding careers in this regard is huge. And so manufacturing doesn't get the Sesame Street feature program too often, right? It's not the job that they sometimes flash up there for kids to see. And so this education is really, really essential for our kids. Rebecca and I are fortunate to get to lead teams of school counselors in our buildings that do a really great job of starting college and career planning conversations with students from freshman year all the way through senior year. And they do need help, right? As Kim was saying, and the students don't always see the full gamut of options that are going to be available to them upon the completion of high school. And college is not the right choice for every student. And so our role is really to help them navigate those for whom it is and other opportunities for those for whom it isn't. And that's where this information in this realm is so critical too. And so those counselors do a really wonderful job of navigating that college and career process with our students, including a good bundle of career exploration in terms of what their skills and what their interests align with. And we have some really great tools, one of which is named Naviance, to help us in that process. But that's the crux of our work. We're fortunate to have resources like this one in the Rotary Club of Antioch here to help us lead kind of gathering more information and resource for our students. And we're also really, really lucky to have a partner that'll be speaking in a few minutes here in the College of Lake County's Tech Campus. And that Tech Campus program is a really great opportunity for our junior and senior students to get over and start that work of exploring building skills in some of these professions so that that pathway between high school and career is a little smoother. And as Kim was mentioning, right, as you bring some skills to the table when you finish high school and have some professional skills already developed that you've been able to work through. Some of that is through coursework that we offer in our buildings. We do have some really wonderful courses within our career and technical education departments for students to experience. But that is also largely thanks to our partnership with Tech Campus and some really outstanding programming that they can offer and some professional settings and environments for learning that we just can't duplicate in every high school in Lake County. And so excited to have them as a partner and thankful for those opportunities for our students too. What did I miss, Rebecca?
That was a robust description, Scott. I think Kim, one of the things you said really resonated is that it's really, it's also a partnership with the family and with the parents. And we need to make sure that Scott and I have had that goal of making sure the parents are aware of all of our college and career curriculum at the high school that we push out to the students. And one of the silver linings of COVID for us has been to make sure that all of our presentations are recorded, much like this, so that we can send it out to the parents and the students can look at the material at home, and it has the opportunity to be a family event so that they can really see the curriculum that the Student Services Department pushes to the students. Naviance is a great program. Scott mentioned that. We also, both schools give the ASVAB to any student that wants to take that. It's not just a military test, it is an absolute career aptitude test, and we really encourage interested students to take that and to hear the interpretation of their results so that they can find their niche before May 1st of their senior year when they're supposed to have a plan. The state of Illinois has really been advocating for college and career planning, and they've put some legislature in place and some benchmarks that Scott and I have to submit at the end of every year to make sure that students are on track and exposed to pathways. That is new this year. All high schools have to submit data on just their college and career presentations. Hopefully that will also it just increase the amount of information kids are exposed to every year.
Thanks so much. And we're so pleased to have the Tech Campus as a partner in our endeavors here in trying to encourage the vocational programs and opportunities that we have. So we thank you guys all for being here at each of our sessions, and particularly this one. And so we'll turn our thoughts over there. And Paul, you are welding instructor at the campus. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, first I was going to talk about my journey, through welding. I'm 70 years old and I've been in the welding business for 52 years, so I've been around a long time. But I started by taking a welding class in high school. And after high school, I worked for my brother-in-law. He had a welding job shop in which I did a lot of different things, from building trailers to putting on car hitches and repairing things. And then after that, I spent 2 years as an iron worker, fabricating beams and columns, and also erecting them up out in the field. And after that, I worked at Liquid Controls, and I made pressure vessels. They were a metering company, and we made the vessels that encased them in case something happened to the meter, that they wouldn't have product all over the place. And for 15 years, I was a welder there. And the last 6 years, I was a welding manager. The last job I worked at, besides the Tech Campus, was at Dublin Company. And I was a welding manager there for 14 years. There, we made products for paper dryers and rotating unions. So those, and then I ended up being a welding instructor. Actually, I retired in 2012, but then I got, after the golf season, around December, I started to get bored. And so then I took a job out at the Tech Campus, and I've been there for 8 years. To talk about our program is a 2-year program. And in our program, the first year is basically learn how to, they learn MIG welding, which is GMAW. I don't know if you guys know the acronym, so you probably know the MIG acronym, but it's a wire feed. And we teach stick welding. We teach TIG welding, which is gas tungsten arc welding. We teach gas welding. We also teach oxyacetylene cutting and plasma cutting. Our second year programs, basically, they do the same thing, except they start doing more things out of position. Well, they'd be doing vertical up and overhead. And they also do some straight spray welding, which is wire feed welding also, pulse welding. They do flux core.
We lost your audio, Paul.
I could probably
They go through the
Paul.
I didn't hear
Sorry,
you. What?
Paul. Paul is so Paul's a great teacher with us, and like he said, he's been here for past 8 years, 9 years now. And unfortunately for us, fortunately for him, he's going into his second retirement at the end of the year. So he'll be finishing up. So we will be looking for a new welding instructor. We already have one, but luckily welding is one of our exciting programs that's able to keep 2 teachers in the program. So like Paul was saying, and I'll allow Deirdre to talk here in a quick second, is that kids come into welding, and like Kim and Jim were saying, that they're getting that hands-on training that's giving them that initial introduction to what it is that's going to be out there at the facility. So they're getting that leg up already right in advance. Something that I've been telling all of our counselors and students and parents right now is that 95% of our jobs are considered essential worker jobs right now. There weren't welders that were losing their jobs because they couldn't go to work at COVID. Everyone was needed in the industry, and the industry has really grown over the past year in so many areas of manufacturing and welding engineering. So congratulations to the panel on all the expansions that you guys were talking about. It's amazing to be able to have such major upticks in such a horrid time, to just be honest with you. And so next year, we consider our programs essential in the real world. We also consider them essential in the schooling world. So we will be in person next year and bringing all of our students back in order to make sure that they're getting the hands-on experience that's necessary, because we want them to get the training that they're going to have while in school, so that they're ready to go into your areas and work in our areas. So with that, I think that's a little thing about Tech Campus there, and pass it off, Matt.
Very good. Deidre, did you like to add something? Robotics and automation? We got you on mute.
There we go. Yeah. Okay, my background is in computer electronics engineering. And while I was raising my children, I found myself a little bit more in education. So it fit together to teach Project Lead the Way. Project Lead the Way is a pre-engineering curriculum. We focus on engineering design, problem solving, which you can apply to any job. We do sketching, CAD. We use 3D, some laser cutting. We also teach principles engineering, application of science to engineering. We do circuits, electronics, energy, power. They work with simple machines and gears. They build them with the VEX robotics we use. Materials and manufacturing, and they're cut up with the modern things that, talking about injection molding and things. Static, stress, strain. So there's a bit of science behind that. It's more the engineering emphasis. They do building and analyzing trusses. Right now we're doing the robotics, building in the lab with the VEX building materials, and they do structures and vehicles. They control them with different sensors and motors, servos. They program the VEX Cortex, which is the brain, and it's a pseudo C language. So it gives them a good introduction to that. I also teach the Mechatronics, Robotics and Automation. They learn mechanical drives. This is a dual credit course with College of Lake County. They learn circuits, electronics, energy and power also, materials and manufacturing, mechanical advantage, and gears. Our robotics and automation are similar to Project Lead the Way, but Project focus more on manufacturing, and they have some CAD involved. Through CLC, they can, through them, they can start and get some credit through us, but they can continue on to other courses in mechatronics to get certification or associate's degree, or they could continue on to a 4-year degree in robotics and automation.
Very good. Thank you so much. Very exciting stuff going on there. Nick, would you like to add any thoughts from the Tech Campus?
Of course. We always get to this point in the meeting, and I realize how well my colleagues kind of set me up to get to this point. So thank you all for sharing all those really good insights into tech. In case you still you're a little unclear about what tech is, we are a CTE school. We are located right next to the College of Lake County, though we are not a part of the College of Lake County. We are our own independent building right there. We serve over 1,800 high school juniors and seniors throughout Lake and McHenry counties, which also makes us one of the largest area career centers in the state of Illinois. And as you can tell by having met Paul and Deirdre, you're going to be working with really accomplished, knowledgeable instructors, and working hands-on in your classrooms and not spending a lot of time in your textbook. In particular, when we return to school in the fall, we will be running 4 programs that are within this manufacturing umbrella, 3 of which offer dual credit. So if college is something that you are considering, there is still a lot, benefits to take advantage of there. I know our welding course will be offering 12 dual credits. Robotics and automation offers 4, and laser tech offers 16. So on average, just with one, like 3 credits, which is your average college class, you're saving upwards of $1,800. So, for those who are trying to be more financially aware of things, then that's a really great thing to take advantage of while you're still in high school. What else did I want to talk about here? We have, as you can tell from this panel, and Kim talking about how, you know, we partner with our local businesses here. We have over 350 local business partners at Tech Campus in total. We host career expositions every year. So there's plenty to discover while you're at Tech, still in high school, kind of feel out if, you know, the job that you think is of interest to you, or if, you know, you might be passionate about it, but not really sure if you're good at it yet, you know. So this is a great opportunity to jump in, get your feet wet, and then kind of make a plan. You know, are you going to jump right into the workforce, or do you want to go on to college and pursue a degree that you've been inspired to pursue by someone you have met at Tech, an instructor, a peer from all over Lake and McHenry counties. So yeah, that's my spiel on Tech. You can apply for us on our website, www.techcampus.org. If you're also interested in touring our space, touring our, you know, our welding spaces, robotic spaces, etc., you can also do that. You'll find on our website, there's a virtual tour tab up top, or you can type directly into your URL, techcampus.org/virtual tour. And then once you exit out of our virtual tour platform, you'll land right on our homepage if you'd like to do some more digging. Thanks for having us.
Very good. Thanks, Nick. And of course, it doesn't stop at high school or at Tech Campus. The opportunities move on to College Lake County, and we've got Dan Ortego to talk about the apprenticeship opportunities from that organization. So Dan?
Hi, thank you for having me. Hopefully you can see I'm the apprenticeship manager at College Lake County, and I put up a flyer about our apprenticeship program, so I hope everybody can see that. Basically, and I agree with a lot of things that, you know, everybody was talking about, especially with Kim related to the apprenticeship program. It's truly a family decision. You know, I work with apprentices coming right out of high school, as well as career changers. And the decision to go through an apprenticeship program is truly a family decision, because it is life-changing. It is a lot of responsibility for the apprentice to do this, but the rewards are phenomenal for it. Apprenticeship program, for those who are not aware with it, it's a learn-to-earn type program, where the apprentice is getting an education and earning a salary at the same time. Right now we have 5 different programs in here, and I'll just focus a little bit on our manufacturing programs, which are CNC, in ARM, which is automation, robotics, and mechatronics, in our HVAC program. All these programs are associate degree related. They're anywhere from 7 to 9 semesters in length. They go year round. One thing related to an apprenticeship program is that the students take, depending on the program, anywhere between 3 classes or more per semester year round, and balance that with working at an employer. An employer pays for your tuition, books, and fees, as well as gives you a salary. Upon completion of the academic portion of the apprenticeship program, they will then what we call pay back the employer X number of years, which is typically 2. And the data has shown that 94% of the students, or 91% of the students who start an apprenticeship program will complete it, and 94% of those students will stay with the company beyond the completion of their commitment time with them. So it truly is a path that they want to take. And one of the things that highlights that is, and several people talked about it, it's the company's ability to grow their talent, or homegrown talent. The college does a very good job of developing a foundation for the students. We also work with the employers to say, this is the curriculum we have, here's what their expectations are each semester to continue to grow in the skill sets that they have. So the employer knows, you know, what classes are going on, what their grades are, what are the things they're working on. So they then can tailor their hands-on training with an individual mentor to be successful as they continue to grow through. So the families, the apprentice, do see that the employer is seeing true value in what they do. And as they see the value, it's something they want to stay with. Some of the challenges that, you know, a lot of the employers are talking about, we see also with some of the employers we work with, where it's an aging workforce. And one of the ways to help with an aging workforce is through the apprenticeship program, because the mentors are selected tend to be more of a seasoned employee with there. So they're talking about not just how to do the skills, but talking about the company, showing the passion they have about the company, where the apprentices there saying, hey, this is a really cool company, I want to stay here. They see the investment that the companies are making, as well as commitment to an education for them. We've had several apprentices who have graduated the program, continue to work there, and some of them are continuing going on to get a bachelor's degree in various areas. So it's a really, it's a great program in there. Requirements are basically is 18 years or older, which is or graduate from high school or GED. They need to be eligible to work in the United States. If they're a current CLC student, 2.0 or above, and they also meet the CLC academic requirements. Pretty much you are a CLC student, you follow the same standards, academic standards that any student will have in there. Addition to that, we provide additional support services, or we call them wraparound services. They meet with the staff from the apprenticeship department, as well as the employers to talk about how things are going. We also make sure that the students stay on track with their academics, and if not, we access them into either any type of remediation they need, may it be tutoring on the side or extra time at work with other professionals there to understand what's going on and how they can help improve their grades there. We make it even easier for the students because we register for them for classes or already pre-structured curriculum, as well as order their books. And due to COVID, I was even delivering books to the manufacturing company saying, here's all the books. So we do things that make it easy for that the apprentice just focuses on work and going to school, and employers focus on providing the appropriate training for the students, and any issues that they have, we address them and help to solve them on a very quick basis. The other thing that's really exciting about the apprenticeship program, in the news, CLC has just is in the process of developing their ATC, which is the Advanced Technology Center, which is in Gurnee. It's an old Lowe's building, and they're working on converting that into putting a lot of our manufacturing programs in there. May it be the ARM program, the welding program, and CNC program will be going over there over in the next couple of years. So it's a great opportunity for students to come in, work in a new, get schooling in a new facility. Manufacturers also look at programs that we'll be developing over the next couple of years for apprenticeship programs. And we see it as a growing opportunity for the county, for the school, and for the employers. So I thank you for your time and look forward to coming back again. And please keep an eye out for our virtual open house, which will be in mid-April. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. This indeed was a powerful and what a great panel, and all of you presenters tonight did a great job. I learned a lot. I'm sure we all did. And while we said there weren't a lot of audience out there, but this is recorded and this will be available, and I'm sure others will see this in the future. So thank you so very much for what you have provided for us this evening. I'd also like to let you know that the Antioch Rotary Club, in addition to providing this information and sharing and these discussions, we also have a scholarship program specifically for vocational. And we haven't got a lot of applications this year, but we really have some financial support available, not just for high school seniors who might be going to trade school, to CLC or others areas that we can help with, but we can also assist with anyone who lives in the Antioch community who might be looking at a career pathway that might be different. If any of you in your businesses have someone who might need some assistance getting into an apprenticeship program, needing equipment or materials in order to be successful, or however we might be able to help financially, just reach out to the guidance department at the high school or to me particularly, and we'll see how we might be able to promote that a bit further. So. Does anybody else have anything to add this evening? Sue?
I'd just like to add, Matt, that it's not only for the people of the Antioch area, but that includes Lakeville, Lindenhurst area also. You know,
Those
it's
within
not
the
just
Antioch High
Antioch.
School District, yes.
Yes.
That's the only limitation that we specifically have. And if anybody would need some assistance, we can talk to them about what that might be and how we might be able to assist if we can. So with that all said, I think you guys did a great job tonight, guys and gals, and I really appreciate it. You're giving up your St. Patrick's Day to do this. I owe you all a St. Patty's Day beverage, which I invite you to as soon as we can meet face to face, and we'd be glad to have you. And thank you so much for each of you for being here this evening. This has done a lot of good for a lot of kids out there, and we thank you very much for that.